Welcome back. This is PartTimeGuardian. You probably saw, or maybe didn't see, the recent trailer that Bungie released about Stasis, which will be coming in Beyond Light. And I thought I'd kind of give you my thoughts on that. Again, if you appreciate this video and get value out of it, feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel. So really, I'm really excited about Beyond Light and Stasis in general. I think it's a real opportunity not just to give us new subclasses, which we've done in the past, but to give us something that's, to be honest with you, is going to radically change how the game is played. But let's talk about that in a little bit more detail. In the video coming up that Bungie has released, we've got a better idea of how Stasis works. As you can see with this video starting out, Bungie is continuing this concept of a living game where you link between the different seasons. So, as you can tell, the things that we've been doing with the Nine and with Savathun's encounters from Arrivals are preparing the way for the darkness seeping into the land. Next up is a cool shot of Europa. Again, can't get enough of that. I want to see more of that. Then obviously the Stranger coming back, which everyone's been waiting since Destiny 1. Wow, those are some really, really cool landscapes. I mean, Europa with Jupiter in the background, again, starts to get you back to Taken King. Again, that whole area is something that's been underexplored. Boy, that Titan, man, he looks thick. Notice the winter-themed armor, so I think that's going to be pretty cool. And of course, you can tell the Fallen are the real focus of the season. And next we see Shadebinder for the Warlock, which again is centered around the staff. Similar to the Dawnblade, but think about instead of light, you're talking about darkness, so that's where Shadebinder comes in. As you can see, the Warlock crushes his staff here, and all the frozen enemies disintegrate in a very cool way. So again, centered around that same, instead of the staff giving life, which is what happens with some of the Dawnblade protective classes, this takes life. So again, you can see how that kind of weaves itself in. Notice the 3 frozen balls coming from the staff, similar to things that the Dawnblade has on other subclasses. So again, very similar type things, but just flipped over to darkness. And it looks here like there's an AoE attack that destroys frozen items also. So again, just really cool stuff for the Warlock. And you can see here the Hunter's thing is called the Revenant. And again, you can see he has some really cool throwing sickles that are like ice sickles. So again, ice sickles, get it, haha. But no, it looks pretty cool. I'm looking forward to playing it. They seem to kill on contact, but they also seem to leave a mist that damages over time. Again, similar to a lot of the neutral game void subclasses that the Hunter already has. So you can see here that the Hunter can actually freeze with an orb that slows people down. So again, it kind of slows them down. They can't move as quick, which again, Stasis kind of indicates that. And then what I'm assuming is with a grenade, again, because what you see afterwards is the sort of sickles that are thrown, which are obviously his melee attack. So again, it kind of bounces around, a very, very cool kind of effect. And then of course, the Titan Behemoth. Okay, I guess that fits. More punchy fun for your Titans with your hands made of ice. Again, pretty cool. Okay, it's cool. Fist of the Ground attack that makes spikes that kind of cold that kind of clear out areas that kind of go out in a triangle, which is interesting. It feels more RPG-ish, which is where I think Bungie is trying to go, but it feels like Diablo or something. So it's actually really, really kind of cool. And of course, it wouldn't be Titan without some sort of ability to slam. The Hunter also appears to have some sort of ice slam that it can do from the air also, which again is interesting. And then, wow, frozen in a rift. That's pretty cool. So you can maybe use it to maybe protect yourself and also freeze people? But maybe it isn't. Maybe it's more just an offensive-oriented rift. It'll be interesting to see how they kind of play that out. And then the Titan Slide that somehow puts a field of stasis forward that could freeze people. Oh, I don't even want to think of what PvP is going to look like. You can just hear the Titans already with their shotguns and their other things. Just think about going and be able to freeze people in place and then shoot them. That's going to be salty. Uh-oh, Titan on the loose. And then what is this wall about? That's crazy. That might be the Hunter grenade. I think we saw that in one of the previous reveals. So I think what's happening is the Hunter has taken the grenade, put it on the ground, he's died, but it's built up, and then the Titan is jumping over it. Then the Titan comes in, freezes everything, and then because everything's frozen, the Warlock can come in and kill everything with their staff, which again we've seen in previous reveals. Again, the group play abilities of the 3 classes working together, you can see that in these previews. So that's what Bungie's trying to build on top of. Again, which builds it more towards the RPG that they're trying to build. I'm personally really excited about that. All right, now, again, confirmation on the Fallen. You can see there's a Fallen boss, obviously. And these armor sets look pretty cool. They look like they're winter-themed. And, again, we'll kind of have to see how they're built upon. So what are my thoughts with this? Again, we got a little bit more information. Took us a little while during the event to kind of get that. But we got a little bit more information. We got to understand what the subclasses look like. Again, I think people are going to underestimate. It's like, well, it's another subclass. Well, I think you underestimate it because think about what happened with Taken King and when you brought in some of the subclasses for the different characters. It really changed a lot of how you balance the game. And honestly, I have a feeling going in, they'll do a lot of play testing, but without a full-fledged beta, they're probably going to run into some issues of play balance. And so I think in those first few weeks, if you can learn to master these abilities, and I'll probably put out some videos to kind of talk through what I think some of the techniques and things that you should think about with your new builds. I think if you learn how to do those early, I think you're going to come out on top and be able to really, in those first few weeks, take full advantage of it, whether it's in PvP activities or trying to finish the world's first raid or whatever activities you're trying to do. So again, I hope you found value out of this. I'm really excited about the upcoming season. If you are too, feel free to subscribe to the channel, drop in the community. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what are you expecting in the new season? What are you looking forward to in the DLC? And I'll see you, Guardians, in the tower.